Welcome to Ready Bet Action. We are here to talk some soccer with you. I am your host, Mike Smith, here with Stefan Leko. Steph, we are back from the international break last week. How you feeling?
Great, man. It was so much fun. I love international soccer. I know for most fans, international break is like a pain in the butt because they want to watch Liverpool, they want to watch Arsenal, they want to watch their club. But for me, international soccer is like my favorite thing. Nothing in the world would give me more joy than the Dutch winning the World Cup one day. Like that's the most important thing. So I am always interested in these World Cup qualifying matches because I don't take it for granted that my team is going to be in there after we missed out on 2018, just like the US did. So I'm all in, especially with the World Cup coming to our backyard this year. Like I really want to watch the Dutch play. So tuned in. It was a big matchup for them. They played Poland. Poland had just lost to Finland without Poland didn't have Lewandowski because he wouldn't play for that manager. Well, they lost to Finland, so they fired the coach, brought Lewandowski back with this new coach, and so they were able to draw with the Netherlands, which made this group pretty interesting. But the Netherlands got to play Lithuania after that. The Netherlands went up 2-0. Memphis Depay actually broke the all-time scoring record for the Netherlands. That had been held by Robin van Persie at 50 goals. And so he hit 51 and 52 in that game. Dutch went up 2-0. Then it was 2-2 all of a sudden at half, and it was getting pretty squirrely. Ended up getting the win there, but it was a bad result for the Dutch, even in a win. Germany ended up losing to Slovakia 2-0.
That's wild.
Some really crazy results. I actually ended up doing pretty well from a betting point. What I like to do is moneyline parlay some of these games in like the smaller teams that maybe a lot of books don't have the right numbers on, and you can kind of find a fun way to bet. Like I bet Israel and Latvia on a moneyline parlay or something like that because of who they were playing against. So you can find some funny ways to make money.
That's how you win on your heater two years ago in soccer
Yeah.
too, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. So anyway, I am all that to say, I love the international break. It doesn't bother me at all, but I am excited for these leagues to be cranked up again. It is funny having this break so early. Like in Serie A, they've only played 2 games. England, they've played a couple more, but it's so early on for this break. We'll see some of these players didn't have to play for their international team, so they're fresh and ready to go and kind of start with like chapter 2 of the season.
Yeah. Real quick, what's your take on the United States national team? Are they going to qualify this year?
Well, so automatic qualification as the host. So they're in.
Okay, that's fair.
Mexico is in,
That's
and
totally fair.
Canada. But so the question is, sometimes it's like, oh, you're already in. That's great. But with a new coach, they still have to figure out how they're going to do in the World Cup because they don't want to just get there. They want to at least win some games, make a small run at this thing. But how do you do that when you're only playing international friendlies? They don't have a whole lot to build up to. That's why I was surprised I didn't do more with the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
With the squad there. But yeah, they looked a bit back to what we'd hope they would look like. Pulisic, of course, is going to be really, really good. Weston McKennie, I think, is good. One of the teams we're going to talk about today has a striker on it, Ricardo Pepi, that if he hits by this time next year, could be pretty well talked about if he has a good World Cup campaign, if he can do it with PSV. So we'll get into some of those things. But US, I think, is always interesting. They always have so much talent. I know some people laugh at that, but they do have a lot more talent than like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
They play all over the world now. So it's exciting. It's interesting. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, that's fair, man. I will never forget when the "I believe that we will" chant
Yeah.
came out and took on that was back when we lived in Atlanta and just like shoulder to shoulder packed in bars, like just hearing people scream that. It was a fun time, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's good times.
Well, let's get into it for the weekend. You've got a couple Premier League picks. We're looking at Championship League. We're going Serie A. We're kind of going a little all over the place. So I'm going to let you kick us off wherever you want to.
Let's start with I've got one parlay for the week with a little money line parlay. Liverpool are on the road at Burnley. I don't care. Burnley is a newly promoted squad, not all that good. We're not expecting a whole lot from Burnley. They've been playing pretty scrappy, but Liverpool is in first place coming off that win against Arsenal. Fully expect them to take care of business. We're going to take them on the money line. So, That feels real safe. We're going to parlay that with Newcastle. I know what you're thinking. Newcastle has really struggled to start. I think they're about to flip the switch. We saw that game against Liverpool where they were down to 10 men, fought super hard, leveled back just to lose in like the 100th minute. Like, it was heartbreaking for them. The Isak drama is behind them. They have a couple new strikers. I think they can beat a Wolves team that you and I beat up on every week on this show. We're constantly betting against Wolves and we're constantly winning because Wolves is right now like bottom of the table. So we're parlaying the best in England in Liverpool. And then the other team is going against the worst team in the Prem. So Liverpool and Newcastle both to win on the money line at minus 122. I like that one an awful lot.
Yeah, I like this one a lot too. It's what I've kind of coined as our bottom feeder parlay now.
Yeah.
The Wolves goal differential of -6. Like, I don't know. That just feels so happy. It's so easy to bet against. And then Liverpool at 14-2-2 in their history against Burnley. So love both of those there. You've got one more in the Prem, right?
Yes. So another team that has been really showing a lot of fight despite a lot of news and happenings in the transfer market is Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is a team we've faded quite a few times on this show, and I've lost every time. So I'm 0-2 on Crystal Palace, and they're the only reason I haven't bought my cruise vacation yet. Is because so we're switching the script. We're going to take Crystal Palace at home. We're going to take them on the money line versus Sunderland. Sunderland, a newly promoted squad. We don't have a whole lot of expectations. They started off the year with a huge win against West Ham. West Ham is not good. They did win again, so they're actually topper. That's not a word. They're in the top half. Yeah, they're in the top half or the topper of the table. But I don't expect that to last. Sunderland's still one of the three most likely teams to drop. I think Crystal Palace, despite the losses they've had with Eze, and then the rumors surrounding Gouye and all this other stuff, like, I think they're going to pull through. I think they're a top quartile team going against a bottom team. So give me Sunderland at home to win. It's juicy at minus 150, but it's because it's going to hit. Like, they just don't want anyone to bet this.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable at all with the total. I could see this being a real scrappy 1-0. I could see it being a nutty 4-1. So I don't want to like parlay it with a side, like an over or under. So we're just going to go straight money line and just take our medicine with the minus 150.
I love it. I mean, if the way we started the season, if you would have told me Crystal Palace was going to come in through the first 3 games and not have a loss, like, I would have said you were full of shit.
And having won the Community Shield,
yeah, absolutely.
in the preseason, like, unbelievable start to the year for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put some on Mateta to score a goal. If you want to stall for the good people while I look up that number and set us up for the next game, I'll find Mateta anytime goal scorer prop.
Yeah, while you're looking, where you want to go next? Want to go to the Championship League?
Let's do the Championship. You can set that up for us. I've almost got it here.
Yes, we've got Oxford versus Leicester City. Leicester coming off of a solid 2-0 win against Birmingham, winning 3 of the first 4 matches, and Oxford at only 1 point from the first 4 games to this point. Taking Leicester on the money line, and from what I have seen to this point, I love this one.
Yeah, I saw the line and was confused. And so I was like, well, usually when I'm confused, it's a stay away. But Leicester, like, they were in the Prem last year. They have won the Prem before with the likes of Jason Vardy. They don't have him anymore, but they have guys like Ayew, one of the stars for the Ghanaian national team in years past. They still have a good squad. They've been dominating in the Championship. You mentioned Oxford's struggle. I'm just going to go with my intuition on this one, go with me thinking that the line is wrong instead of me second guessing it. So we're going to take them on the money line at pretty much even money at minus 110. The Mateta goal scorer anytime prop is at plus 105. I was hoping it'd be a little bit better. It just shows that the market is aligned with me, that we think he probably gets a goal in this one.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not going to play it at plus 105.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, man. I mean, goal differential for Leicester at +3 and Oxford at -3. That's 6 goals through 3 games difference there. That's nice. Just keep fighting against the bottom feeders here.
Yes. And we're kind of going to do the same thing in a different way over in Serie A. So we're going to go over to Italy here, where Cagliari host Parma. Parma has been the subject of a few of our bets here. typically them losing or not scoring goals. In this one, I'm going to avoid the side because getting Cagliari on the double chance didn't change the number all that much. And I'm not 100% sure Parma can't scrape out a draw here. So we're just going to play under 2.5 goals. Both of these teams to date have scored 1 goal in the league. So, like, neither of these teams are scoring goals. I could see it being a 1-0 Cagliari win. I could see it maybe scraping out to a 1-1. I really don't expect a third goal in this. So, just going to go ahead and play the under 2.5 at -150. Again, a little juicy, but I want to get back to my winning ways.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Each of Cagliari's last 3 matches have gone under 2.5. 6 of Parma's last 10 have gone under this number. None of the past 4 matches between these two have exceeded this number. So
Yeah.
lots of good historical figures there to follow there.
I mean, it's got to be something interesting if in Serie A. So Juventus host Inter Milan this week, which is
right.
like Juventus is our show team, by the way. If you don't know that, you will learn that soon. We love Juventus. We love Juventus and an under 3.5 when we can get it. Against Inter Milan, defending champs, they were, in the Champions League final where they got obliterated, but still they were there. They won one of their games 5-0. I'm so excited about this game. I just can't bet against Juventus, and I can't bet for Inter Milan. Whenever I back Inter Milan, they disappoint me. So I'm just staying away, but I don't want people to think that I'm not paying attention to Juventus Inter because that's
fair.
I'm going to be locked in for that one.
That's fair. Totally worth the call out there. Well, we've
So,
got
it'll get one of the quad boxes while I'm watching college football.
Yeah, when is that game this weekend?
I actually have to check. You can watch them on Paramount. Usually, it's at most of the time they're like 1:30 on a Saturday. But yeah, I'll find it for you. Yeah, one more game.
Definitely worth the quad box. Yeah, we're going back to your homeland for this last one. Nice little same game parlay. I'm not even gonna attempt to make some pronunciations here, so I'm just gonna let you kick this one off.
By the way, Cagliari, you're gonna have to get up at 7 a.m. for that one. But Juventus Inter kicks off at 10 a.m. on Saturday, so you could have it as one of the early games.
And I mean, let's call it what it is. The college game day is not near as entertaining as it once was, so you might as well just spend your time watching soccer.
That's right. So we're going to go to the Netherlands, the Eredivisie, where Nijmegen host PSV. Nijmegen is a town on the far east. I actually live like 5 minutes north in a town called Arnhem. Anyway, Nijmegen is playing kind of well this year. PSV, on the other hand, is coming off a historically bad loss to Telstar, who was recently promoted. PSV is constantly a Champions League caliber team in the Netherlands, always winning or running up. They won the league last year. Guys like Cody Gakpo, Memphis Depay, Xavi Simons, Gravenberch all come from PSV. Like, they are a talent producing squad. Ricardo Pepi, who I mentioned earlier, U.S. striker, plays here, expected to get some minutes. Guys like Perisic, some names that you would recognize play for PSV. Anyway, they've been underperforming this year. I think this international break is exactly what they needed to kind of regroup. I'm going to take PSV to win and over 1.5 goals. They've been scoring outside of that one game plenty, and they also seem to give up a few. So I could see this one being a 3-1, even a 3-2. But just in case it's a 2-0, let's just go PSV moneyline and over 1.5 at, you guessed it, -150, like those other two.
Just drinking that juice this weekend. I love it. I love it.
That's
there
it.
you have it, folks. That's it. We're done there. Before we get to our rundown, make sure you go find us on all of the socials and hit all the nice buttons and give us some comments and likes and YouTubes and all of that fun stuff. Check us out. We just posted our college football show for week 3. We've got NFL week 2 coming up for you here shortly. So check us out there. Check us out over at RotoViz. We have newly partnered with RotoViz. Fantastic advanced analytics for fantasy football. Check that community out. Staph, why don't you give us a quick little rundown of your plays for the week?
Yeah, let's stick with the homeland. Let's go PSV on the money line and over 1.5 goals on the road in Nijmegen. Our Premier League money line parlay, we're going to take Liverpool on the money line, parlayed with Newcastle on the money line at -122. In the championship, we're going to take Leicester on the money line at -110. Jumping back up to the Prem, we've got Crystal Palace to win, hosting Sunderland. And finally, in Serie A, we're going to take Cagliari versus Parma under 2.5 goals.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's how we're going to make our money on soccer this week. Check us out everywhere else. Sports are back, and we are in the thick of it, and it has been a hot start. We're here for it. We'll catch you on the next one.